Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. Happy Friday, everyone. We made it. The final work day, or weekday at least, of the week. I know there's people who work on the weekend, but who cares about those guys? Today is Friday's news dump, in which we're going to tell you all the news you need to know about before the weekend, so you don't have to worry about it. That means do not look at the news over the weekend. Don't doom scroll. Just whatever your hobby is, go do your hobby. Go touch grass. I don't know. Go skydiving. Just don't even pay attention to what's happening on social media. This is the first and only international game show Before Coffee, a father and daughter news podcast where we look up our stories right before we begin. We just got caffeine in our body and we're learning to read and speak live on stream. Let's get into those Friday headlines and spin that segue wheel. Today on Friday's news dump, EU court orders states to recognize trans citizens' gender in landmark ruling. Plus, an incredibly rare incident, stunning fireball over Europe may have dropped meteorite through someone's roof.
Crazy. Greetings from the United States, where we have Friday the 13th news dump for you today. Story number one, Pentagon eats steak and lobster on the taxpayer's dime as grandma eats Little Frisky's tuna surprise. And Little Marco's got a new pair of shoes. Ooh. Number three story, 4 drones are stolen from Fort Campbell. And other malfeasance news, the Dodge cunts depositions are available for you to watch. I suggest you take a Valium before you watch them to avoid being enraged.
In more news, Poland's Tusk vows to use EU defense loans despite presidential veto. He's like, I don't care. We're doing it anyways. And update on the CAIR, Council of American Islamic Relations, case against Israel's genocide. The Netherlands and Iceland are joining in.
Whoa. And in the Marjorie Taylor Greene district, a Democrat comes up first in the primary and will face a Republican in the runoff. Plus, in Epstein news, Giants owner claims he's divesting from the team, and the Alexander brothers, who are realtors for Ivanka Trump, are found guilty of child trafficking. And our final good story is that pitcher steals the heart of Japan with his 75-mile-an-hour fastball.
Wow. In my culture news, villages are burned, animals slaughtered. We have to let the world know what's happening. The Tanorin and Emaran fight for Tuareg music in West Africa.
And it is National, let's see what the hell it is. It's National Good Samaritan Day. So be a good Samaritan. Don't just be an average Samaritan or a bad Samaritan or a fair Samaritan.
Stop and put your phone away.
March 13th. Yeah, and Friday the 13th. Yeah. Touch grass, like you said. Friday the 13th. March 13th, 2026 on Before Coffee.
Wednesday's intro was still open. That was funny. We got that double coffee. I mean, it feels like we have some double coffee running right now. So. Okay. Let's get into our first news stories. By first, rolling the segue wheel. Spin, 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 spin my segue wheel. Get this closer so I can press it easier. Oh, there goes my camera.
Little Marco's got some shoes and he can live in them because he's a little guy.
I need to unplug this because it's getting really hot. Okay, we've got a non sequitur, which is perfect because that's the easiest one to do. And this is, first story is coming out of, well, the EU in general. Just just the EU in general. This is by Amelia Hansford on the Pink News.
Amelia.
A major EU court has ruled that member states cannot refuse to amend gender data when it interferes with free movement rights. As in, oh, sorry, we can't let you into the country because it says here male, but you look female. I'm confused. I guess I'm not going to leave my country. In a landmark ruling for trans rights across Europe, the European Union's Court of Justice, CJJEU, ruled in a judgment handed down on Thursday, March 2nd, that trans Europeans have a fundamental right to move to other member states and obtain legal documents recognizing their gender. It further stipulated that member states must have clear, accessible, and effective procedures for gender recognition to ensure EU rights function properly. As in, we're not taking people's rights away because their genders don't match their data. Let me change my gender then. The ruling came in response to a case brought by a Bulgarian trans woman living in Italy who was denied legal recognition of her gender by the Bulgarian courts for nearly a decade. Bulgaria is one of the 3 countries in the EU that has heavily restricted or outright banned legal gender recognition, the others being Hungary and Slovakia. Wow! Well, at least Bulgaria is not, kissing Putin's feet. Yet.
All right.
To tolerate discrimination based on the difference... The court ruled that laws blocking changes to gender data for citizens exercising free movement rights are incompatible with EU law. It did not directly legislate that every state must create a new system, though that may be the outcome, because if you can't leave your country or go move, you should be able to move to Italy if you're in your Bulgaria. That's the right you have as an EU citizen, to be able to do that. If you're not able to do that because you can't change your gender on your forms, then your right is being taken away from you, and hence you have to create a system in which to give people the right to change the gender on their form. To tolerate discrimination based on the difference between biological sex and gender identity can be a tantamount, as regards to a transgendered person, to a failure to respect the dignity and freedom to which he or she is entitled, in which the court has duty to safeguard. Its ruling opinion reads. The decision has major implications for the legal rights of trans people across the EU. It says a legal precedent that recognizing a trans person's gender identity is a fundamental right within the EU, and member states must abide by this under their human rights obligations. If you want to be a part of the EU, you have to respect human rights. If you don't want to do that, you can leave. Judges also said the ruling nullifies any Supreme Court judgment that restricts legal gender recognition in any respective member state, including the Bulgarian Supreme Court's 23 judgment that banned lower courts from changing a person's gender markers on legal documents. ILGA Europe Senior Strategic Litigation Advisor Marie-Helene Ludwig said the judgment was a huge step forward for LGBTQ+ rights across the EU, commending the court for its ruling. And I don't want to hear people saying, oh, but then we have to put gender amended on this day, blah, blah. Oh, think of all the paperwork you have to do to make sure there's a paper trail. It's like people change their last names if they get married. Are you complaining about that too? No, you're not, because it's heterosexual, heteronormative. So you're like, oh, it's fine, because that's heteronormative. When people start doing weird shit, it's annoying. Whatever. Anyways, the court said it clearly. A member state's refusal to grant legal gender recognition and issue functioning identity documents hinders the exercise of the right to free movement and residence attached to EU citizenship. Ludwig said, the European Commission has a strong legal basis to swiftly act against states that do not comply with this judgment. While the court's judgment does not apply to the UK because they left the EU and they hate people, which is no longer part of the EU, its decision stands in stark contrast to the legal and policy decisions that have attempted to restrict trans people's rights to identify following the Supreme Court's decision on FWS and Scottish ministers. What is that? Female women for Scotland or something? Feminist women for Scotland, whatever. That we talked about it last year. Your gender must match your biological sex, and when it comes, that's not the rule. The ruling was your biological sex has to be correctly identified on your ID or something. That's what they said. So even if you look completely like a woman, you got all your parts rearranged, and you've got your bottom and top surgery and everything, well, technically you're born a man, so it still says male on your ID, and then people yell at you because you're not supposed to be in here. Well, where am I supposed to go? Nowhere. You're not allowed to go to the bathroom. Just pee in a bush somewhere. Last month, Europe's Parliament agreed to a resolution declaring that trans women are women, indeed, which will further pursue on the 7th Annual UN Commission on the Status of Women. Also, trans men are men. No, everyone always forgets about trans men with this idea, right? If a woman, if a person who was born female becomes a trans man, and then they go into the woman's bathroom because that's where they're supposed to go according to these laws, right? They'll go, oh, there's a man in the bathroom! Well, I was born female, so I have to go to the woman's bathroom. Yeah, but you look exactly like a man, so I'm scared. Okay, so it's not about... It's literally just controlling people. It's literally just controlling people. TGEU expert advisor and litigation lead, Richard Kohler, hopes the judgment...
I would take you guys in the men's room all the time.
Yeah,
nothing ever happened. Right.
Richard Kohler, the expert advisor, hoped the judgment would allow trans Europeans to fully enjoy their freedom of movement, adding that national laws could no longer stand in the way. Thousands of trans people in the EU are breathing a sigh of relief today. We thank the plaintiff for her many years of commitment, they added. Yes, the woman from Bulgaria is the one who brought this to court. So thank you for taking it to court so that we could make a permanent decision on EU law. Yay! Celebration or something. Still many more countries to go. The fight doesn't stop just because the EU did it.
I firmly believe that Donald Trump was born a woman and he needs to prove me wrong. That's what I think. That's my non sequitur. I say he was born a woman. Hey, he can't grow a beard. You ever seen him with a beard? A mustache? That is a chick. Really? Seriously, have you ever even seen Donald Trump with a fucking overnight girl?
And there's plenty of women who can grow mustaches as well, though.
But not Donald Trump. Why? He's an estrogen farm, man. He can't grow facial hair. He's a girl. Prove me wrong.
Estrogen does not indicate gender, but thank you.
I'm just saying, this is what they want to base it on, right?
Yeah, that's true. They
all you people that are XXY out there aren't real people anymore, right?
Yeah.
You're XXY, you're not a real person. You're just not a person. Jamie Lee Curtis is not a person.
Nope. And doesn't deserve any rights. This is sarcasm.
That's right.
Which is a different segue. Okay, next story.
I'm just saying, what the fuck, man? Trump, have you ever, please, anybody ever seen him with even a 2-day growth on his face? He can't shave, he can't grow hair on his face. He is a woman. He's had vocal surgery to change his voice. Anyway, he's a woman.
This is from Dr. Alfredo Carpinetti on IFL Science. On Sunday, March 8th, 2026, the sky of Central Europe was lit up by a fireball shooting across the sky. This is the second fireball we've heard about this March. There was also one in Vancouver. It was seen in France, the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany, mostly breaking apart in the atmosphere due to air resistance. Space rocks move quickly, and the atmosphere is dense enough to be a major obstacle to meteors trying to get to the ground. Part of this object did indeed reach the surface, with some dangerous consequences, but fortunately, no casualties. The fireball happened at 6:55 p.m. local time in Germany, and just minutes later, rocks landed. It has been reported that fragments of this meteor hit the ground, becoming meteorites over a large area, even hitting a roof in the city of Koblenz and leaving a hole the size of a soccer ball. Damn, that's not an easy repair. No more details have been shared at this time. This evening, around 7 p.m., a burnt-up celestial body struck the roof of a residential building in Gurs district of Koblenz. No one was injured, the Koblenz police report has said. From, I guess, I'm assuming March 8th or March 9th is when this report dropped. Nearly 3,000 sightings, photos, and videos of the fireball have been reported to the International Meteor Organization. The European Space Agency, ESA, reports that the fireball shone for 6 seconds, that's a long time, before falling apart. ESA Planetary Defense Team estimates that the space rocks was at most a few meters in diameter. You know, like this would be a meter, so, you know, that's pretty big actually, bigger than me, bigger than my wingspan.
Yeah.
It was definitely nowhere close to the size of the Chelyabinsk bolide, whose shockwave broke windows and lifted a warehouse roof, sending over 1,000 people to the hospital when it fell over Russia in 2013. Well, that's good. I feel like we would have heard about it if it did that. Objects larger than 10 meters, 33 feet, hit our planet once every 10 years, while meteor-sized objects can hit our planet once every couple of weeks, like the Vancouver one versus the one in Germany. The risk of being affected by a meteorite impact is actually higher than some people might realize, mostly due to how many people would be affected by such an event. Yeah, that's a lot of boli, or meteors raining down, that's a wide area. Although everyone's individual situation and risk are different, on average it's slightly more likely than a 140-meter asteroid or comet hits the Earth than an individual being struck by lightning. Professor Kerry Nugent from Olin College, lead author of a study on the likelihood of death by asteroid, told IFL Science. An impact is less likely than experiencing carbon monoxide poisoning. Although an asteroid impact is pretty unlikely to occur in any given year, the probability is not zero. It might be higher than some people expect. But just like carbon monoxide poisoning is preventable, so is an asteroid impact if we have enough time to prepare. In terms of direct injury or death from a meteorite, there's only one person confirmed to have been hit by a meteor. Her name was Ann Hodges, and she got a nasty bruise on her upper hip after a grapefruit-sized meteor went through her roof and bounced off her wooden radio before hitting her. There have been reports of a boy being hit by a small chunk of meteorite, and he was not hurt. A series of casualties and deaths have been found in a historical event from 1888. If the meteorites are given to scientific institutions, there might soon be an update on what kind of asteroid it was before it took a trip through the atmosphere. So, basically, what IFL Science here is saying, don't panic, don't look up in the sky. There's literally been, at least in our current time, no actual deaths from a meteor. I used to be actually scared of this, I'll be honest. It's like, a meteor could fall, hit me, and I'm like, no, it couldn't. Scientifically, or mathematically, it probably would not kill me. I'd get injured. Right? Like, she got a bruise, but she didn't die. So.
Yo. My non sequitur is a pun. Sorry. You want to hear my non sequitur pun?
Yes.
Okay. If we practice enough, someday we will get meteorite. No. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, bad pun. Okay, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Best I could do.
Okay. Let's go.
Yay! Space.
Next segue.
All new water. Here's a non sequitur. All new water on Earth comes from meteorites. Yeah. That's pretty fun. Trapped inside there.
Yeah. We'll find out if that was a water meteorite or a gold one.
Yeah. Gold's in there too. Lots of elements, but yeah, they do get hot enough to create gold from associated elements inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But long time ago they heated up meteorites and water came out. So there you go.
We love water. Okay, our next segue is sarcasm from me. So take it away with your 15,000 stories.
Do you want to do? I don't know if you want to do 4 sarcasms or 1, but I'm gonna.
I'll do it all at the end.
This will be the malfeasance section of the story, I believe. Well, yeah, it'll be malfeasance section. All right. First off, $93 billion. Yeah, and plus $7 million for lobster. What are we talking about? We're talking about FoxLA.com, Alexa May Aspirin story. Pete Kegsbreath, the Secretary of War Crimes, faces backlash over $7 million lobster spree. It's a tip of the iceberg. Under Pete Kegsbreath, the Pentagon revealed the United States went on a $93 billion, that's billion with a B, spend spree on September 25th. According to Pentagon's report, Kegsbreath signed off on a blowing $6.9 million on lobster tail, $2 million on Alaskan king crab, more than $15 million on ribeye steak, and 124,000 ice cream machines. A newly released analysis of the Department of Defense spending shows a staggering $93.4 billion surge in September as officials scramble to exhaust their budget for the fiscal year deadline. Well, here's an idea. You didn't spend that $93 billion except on lobster and bullshit. You didn't need that $93 billion. So take that $93 billion away from the Defense Department's budget. That's my idea. They didn't need it. They got for the entire year without it. They didn't need it. They just splurged on it so they could get it still in their budget next year. That's the only department of the only department in the entire government that never gets audited, and they spend the most money. Oh my God. Anyway, that's my quickie little thing about Congress is going to investigate the shit out of this. And they better, because we are getting government programs cut. So as we are getting government programs cut, as grandma, like I said, has to eat Little Frisky's tuna surprise, 10 cans for $4 or whatever the hell they sell them for. Tuna. The surprise is in the bones. It's just, anyway.
I feel like there should be a rebate or something, Oh, sorry guys, we didn't use all of it. We didn't use all of it. Here's a rebate. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know.
Right.
It reminds me of what, I know, but we didn't, I was going to say I was going to do this at the end, but I'll do it now. This reminds me of when COVID happened, and then obviously a lot of the money that the school would have made from tuition wasn't used up. No,
right.
They just, no.
Right.
This is something else. I'm not talking about that.
Okay,
My school did not use
right.
all of the money that they had budgeted for the year because they had to cancel everything, right? There's no ceremonies, nothing. Yeah. Every single student got a gift card. They got a gift card. It was only 10 euros, but I guess it was a lot of students.
10 euros. Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm just saying, they didn't have to do
sandwich?
that. No, I bought my whiteboard, actually.
Yeah, but 10 euros is such a chintzy fucking thing to do. It's like giving somebody
I don't know. Well, the thing is, I don't know. I don't know how much they had left over, so I can't really have. I don't really have an opinion on it. But they could have just not done that at all. So
cost more to process.
They could have just kept it to themselves.
Process it than it does.
No, it was just they bought a bunch of gift cards.
Processing it costs more than $10. Somebody had to process this crap. Even though it was a computer, somebody had to mail the shit.
I don't know.
Anyhow, next story, as we way too long on that one I plan on. TheDailyBeast.com has this story. Little Marco mocked for wearing clown shoes in Trump suck-up. I love this headline, by the way. This is from Sarah Ewald Weiss of The Daily Beast. America's top diplomat was spotted wearing oversized shoes after a report the president gifted him to cabinet members. That's right. How sycophantic can you be? Well, little Marco gives you a demonstration. So the story itself is not available. Okay.
Whoopsies.
That's all right. We'll go back. That's all right. We'll go back. We'll go back a screen. What happened was the reading pain puts you in this
right.
What is it? Purgatory of not being able to read the story unless you agree to their shit. Secretary Marco Rubio is being ridiculed mercilessly online. Well, let's do it again. Continue with Facebook. Let's go, buddy. Come on. You can log in with Google. You can log in with Facebook just to read the story. I forgot to do that. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Thank you. Sorry, folks. Internet. Slow. I've already done this. Come on. I already did that part. Thank you. All right. All right. All right. We're not even going to use their story anymore because it didn't load. So what you got to know is that Donald Trump has decided that he is going to give shoes to all the cabinet members. And Marco Rubio, who is legitimately, I think it goes, Vice President, Speaker of the House, then a President Pro Tem of the Senate. He's fourth in line for the president, and he's just a clown walking around in size 14s when he's probably wears about 8. But let's do this story from Olivia
have
Craighead
a
for
story-
the cut. Let's see what she has to say.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
go
gonna say
ahead.
I found the story you're talking about in
I
the
couldn't even do
Guardian.
the story. Yeah. If President Donald Trump thinks your shoes look awful, he'll get you a new pair that are up to his standards. That's what we learned from a report in the Wall Street Journal on Monday, which detailed his obsession with Florsheim shoes. According to Trump, is handing out pairs of these reasonably priced wingtips, which nobody would buy, to cabinet members, allies, and Tucker Carlson. Was lucky recipients was Marco Rubio appears to be walking around a pair that are way too big for him. The jury reported that Rubio got his floor shines in December after Trump determined that he and Vice President J.D. Vance had bad taste in footwear. During the meeting in Oval Office, the president apparently told Rubio and Vance that they had shitty shoes. It's because the exchange was later that day. In advance, Sylvester Stallone. Oh my God, I get to hate Sylvester Stallone too now? Okay, anyway, there's your quick update on the shoes. If you can do a sarcasm about that, I'll move on to the next story.
I have a longer
funny. It's
story
just
about
funny.
it,
It's
I
one of your-
guess, which somebody said,
Yeah,
the president has even developed a parlor trick, guessing people's shoe sizes. Once satisfied, he instructs an aide to place an order. A week later, a brown box arrives at the White House, sometimes bearing a signature or a brief note of thanks from Trump, the journal reports. The habit has become so routine that some aides say a small stack of shoe boxes now sit in a nearby office, each labeled with the recipient's name. Rubio, for one, already has a history with the brand. During the 2016 presidential election campaign, he caused a minor political sideshow when he appeared in New Hampshire wearing a glossy black boot that critics speculated might be a designer footwear costing nearly $2,000. His team eventually revealed they were, in fact, Florsheim's costing about $135.
the whole point of this is, hey, Marco, if your shoes don't fit, either tell the guy who gave you the shoes or go take that box to wherever the store was and say, hey, can you give me some that fit? Don't wear them around.
This is a
Unless
a great example of how he has zero respect for anybody. And then the
himself.
Yeah, no. I'm saying Trump has zero respect for anybody, and then everyone around him just has zero backbone, right? That's what this story is about. Zero backbone, zero respect for themselves. Oh, treat me however you want, Trump, because I'm your little puppy dog. Yeah.
Being a coward is its own punishment. It really is.
I mean, he's a bully. So.
Yeah, and Marco's
I'm
a
gonna
coward.
guess your
He's
shoe
just
size.
A coward. All right,
Yeah. And I'm not going to tell you if you
change
get
your
it wrong.
fucking shoes. You can wear
Yeah.
you can wear the shoes and please him all you want. Just get the right size. You're walking around look like an idiot instead. I don't understand where your manhood went, Marco. Where did it go? Somebody has it in a box somewhere? He's just waiting until he's in charge of Cuba. That's all Marco's waiting for. He wants to be president of Cuba.
Okay.
Our next story is a quick one. It's about the Army identifying 2 suspects with military access in a drone theft. This happened a couple of days ago. The Army has identified 2 suspects potentially involved in the theft of 4 drones stolen from Fort Campbell back in November. Just hearing about it now. Way to keep on top of the story. Fort Campbell's Public Information Officer Jonathan Bless announced March 12th. Why the hell did it take 5 months or 4 months to identify a suspect? I'm so curious about this. Were identified related to the theft, acknowledged possible whereabouts of missing drones. There's no threat to the public. Fort Campbell Public Information Jonathan Bless said the missing quadcopters are equipped only with small cameras. Yeah, I don't know why you think small cameras filming people is no threat, but I will tell you what I can do with a drone. I can film the place I'm going to attack. Every entrance, every exit, every window, the roof, the camera security on the roof. Oh, I can film all that with a drone. Don't tell me there's no threat to the public, you lying sack of horse shit. Anyway, what's your sarcasm for that? I get down to the Doge idiot story.
You can just go to the next story.
Or I can just get onto it.
Yeah.
All right, the Doge Bros. All right, this is from DailyCodes.com. Lisa Needham of the Daily Codes staff. And the headline says, the Doge Bros are even dumber and more racist than you thought. If you ain't following this story, it's because it went away. Last year, these guys have already done fucking us all over. Anyway, let's do the story. If you were hoping to see what some of the racist tweens behind the short-lived Department of Government Efficiency look like and how they justified their actions to dismantle scores of federal agencies, you're in luck. Well, luck, really? I don't even know what that means. Anyway, the Modern Language Association was sued the Trump administration over its arbitrary and illegal termination of over $100 million in National Endowment of Humanities grants. Just posted 6 hours of one Doge explaining how he chose which grants to cut. Meet Justin Fox. He enjoys being sullen, wearing his best tech bro quarter zip sweater, and failing miserably to explain his actions. Despite having held a high-profile slash-and-burn role at several agencies, Fox really hasn't deigned to talk about his background. What little we know is that he was formerly associated with an investment firm for a spell before multimillionaire Ketamine Clyde tapped him to be the Doge dork. So Fox was pretty sure he was a super qualified to terminate millions of arts grants. Of course, this lazy grifter doofus used Chat GPT, feeding the AI bot every NEH grant with the prompt, does the following relate at all to DEI? Respond factually in less than 120 characters. Begin with yes or no. 120 characters seems like plenty for a chatbot to explain something as DEI, which I still don't even see what's wrong with DEI. There's absolutely nothing wrong with either one of those. Any of those terms, diversity, Diversity, empowerment, and inclusion. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody wants those things. I don't know why diversity is bad. I guess everybody should be the same, huh? Whatever. We don't and look at this pile of shit just said. An entirely amorphous and meaningless concept that is really just conservative speak for, we don't want any money to go to minorities. But when asked to explain a little bit more about his very rigorous method, very rigorous, things fell apart. Fox searched for forbidden DEI terms like black and LGBTQ, explaining that a documentary about black civil rights was not for the benefit of humankind. It was focused on this specific group or specific race, here being black. Buddy. Notably, when asked about it during the deposition, this genius admitted that he didn't search for white or heterosexual because we all know that white straight people are the only ones that matter because they basically free of
This is an exact quote.
Yeah, that's right. If you're white, you definitely earned it. His exact quote quote was, oh, you can watch the video. But
I don't want to watch this. I was just saying, is that his direct quote? Is him saying, why would I search for that stuff? We're unaffected by such things. We're better than all of y'all.
We don't want any money. Okay, let's see. When asked for a little bit more term, explaining how documentaries will not for the benefit of humankind. Here's his exact quote. Yeah. The documentary for LGBTQ were not for the benefit of humankind and is focused on this specific group or specific race, here being black. You're the one that focused on the group with your search menu, your search items, dude. Nobody else did.
Your filters.
The AI is just going to spit out what it's think, and you have no idea. Anyway, but thank God Fox and Chat GPT saved us from DEI horrors like a $349,000 grant to upgrade an old HVAC system at a museum. Here's the Chat GPT rationale for Fox all at whole. Improving HVAC system enhances preservation, gives conditions for collections, aligning with the goal of providing greater access to diverse audiences. Okay, so you want audiences
Corporate
that are not
speak.
Diverse?
Yeah, 100%.
I cannot hate these motherfuckers anymore. If these people were in front of me, I would kill them on my bare hands. I swear to you. They are fucking useless human beings. They need to be exterminated. And I'm dead serious. I have no use for these people. They're rich little
They're
pigs
rats. Little
working
rats.
for another rich little pig that just that think they
Little
know
rats are
more
better
than
than
me
these guys.
somehow. They're 22 years old. They ain't done shit in their fucking lives to go to college. I believe that the dollars were saved went to mission. I have to believe that the dollars that were saved went to mission critical, non-wasteful spending. And so again, it's a broad macro
Like
and unfortunate
lobsters,
circumstance
right?
for these people. But this is an effort for the administration, Fox babbled during his deposition. Okay, then, as long as it was an effort for the administration, it doesn't matter what any of the real world effects. Got it. Now meet Nate Kavanaugh, another asshole you need to meet. This dude's 28. He's a little bit older. Nate enjoys smirking, rocking in his chair, and being smug about he destroyed useless small agencies. Kavanaugh also oversaw the raid on the U.S. Institute of Peace, because of course he did.
Suspicious.
As a 20-year-old tech entrepreneur, this doofus was just as qualified as Fox to terminate roughly 97% of natural NEH grants, which is to say, not at all. Kavanaugh did, however, manage to target an Afghan scholar on social media for the crime of working with USIP, leading to the Taliban taking his family. Guess what? That's some sort of achievement. What comes through most when you watch these little masters of the universe is their profound arrogance, their confidence that they knew better than the whole government, and their certainty that they'll never suffer any consequences for their actions. On the last part,
That's
they're probably
really
right.
scary.
But again, we know their names now. We know their names now, and we can probably find them. And it probably ain't that, and they can't hide forever. I really, really despise these people. If you're the parents, shame on you for raising scumbags like this. Anyway, there's your terrible news for the morning. We'll try to get a little bit more lighthearted later.
All right. Well, I'm
one.
really glad somebody didn't, finish in a sock for that.
Yeah, right?
Really wish somebody
we're
missed their
taking money away
period.
from the liberals.
Really wish somebody,
So
missed their ovulation period.
out there and ever think you want to put any of you countries out there that ever think you want to put your life in line for America, there's a moral lesson here. Look at Afghanistan. Look at what they did to the Afghanis that helped us in the war. They're deporting them. They're having their families are getting kidnapped by the Taliban and murdered. But hey, help America or as everybody.
And the UK did the same thing too, by the way. All those people that work with the UK.
Hey, at least the UK
they
is
also
arresting
got
people in the Epstein files.
Yeah, but they also abandoned the Afghan soldiers. Or no, they didn't abandon them. Sorry, they leaked their names, so their names are public.
Oh.
And they know where you live. So if there's
more depressing.
If you can have an inside agent in the UK, basically, threatening families because their names got released. But yeah, it's really tragic how we abandoned the people that helped us, that we started a war against to begin with. And I mean, the whole Afghanistan thing is just really shit because it started long before I was alive. So.
Yep. Taliban is the same thing as Christian nationalists in the United States. They're the same.
Yeah.
They're the same people.
Yeah,
not literally
the Proud
the
Boys.
Same people, but they think your rights are derived from some invisible man in the sky, and that's bullshit. Anyway, let's have a
Segway wheel roll.
Have a spin, before I can dump some more stories.
We've got hypothetical. These stories are still coming out of Europe, and also I think they're both. I mean, they're all out of Europe, except for my culture news, which is out of Africa today. Sorry, you're on the right computer, and then it took it away. All right, this first story is out of Poland, as Poland's Tusk, the Prime Minister, I believe is what he is vowing to use the defense loans from the EU despite the president of Poland vetoing it. This is from Klaudia Sobanu, coming out of Warsaw. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk vowed on Friday, the 13th of March, to find ways to tap into the 43.7 billion euros, $50.1 billion in defense loans from the European Union, despite a veto by the country's presidents against a law enabling access to the funds. Poland was set to be the largest beneficiary of the EU's 150 billion euro Security Action for Europe initiative, also known as SAFE, which is designed to boost Europe's defense readiness at a time when the US has been diminishing its role in the continent's security. But President Karol Nawrocki, who has positioned himself as a main opponent of Tusk, which is really great. It's really great when your prime minister and president aren't working together at all to run a country, said on Thursday, the 12th of March, he is vetoing the legislation allowing Poland to access the EU defense loans because he doesn't like Tusk. Is that his reason? Great
Too
political
much like
maneuvering
Trump.
there. Yeah. No, I hate politicians like this. I'm vetoing this because I don't like that guy. That's not your job. Your job isn't to elect the people you work with. That's not how politics should be run, but I know they are run like this since the beginning of time because humans do be humans out there. Poland is in shock, Tusk said on Friday. People are wondering if this is treason, the work of lobbyists, or the lack of common sense. Tusk said the presidential veto was not to prevent the Polish government from taking advantage of defense funds, but it will be more difficult, sometimes slower, and it will take much more effort to convince everyone involved in this project. A European Commission spokesman said today, on the 13th of March, that the EU was determined to continue implementing the plans it had made with Poland without delay. An advance payment could be made as early as April, he said. Successive Polish governments have boosted the country's defense spending since Russia's full-scale invasion of the neighboring Ukraine in 2022. But while Tusk's Liberal government wants to coordinate efforts with the EU, the nationalist Nawalny has proven more Eurosceptic and maintained a friendly rapport with the Trump administration, who doesn't give a shit about you unless you are offering to become part of the Russian Federation. That's the only option for you from Trump anyway. Yeah, just join Russia. Let them invade you and take over. Now, Nawalny argues that Poland's participation in SAFE will indent Poles and increase the country's dependency on Germany. You're in a fucking European Union. You're dependent on all each other. That's the whole point of a union. I hate this point, this line of questioning or whatever. Yeah, wait a minute, if we do that, well, we're relying on the union that we're part of. We can't do that. We have to be independent. Then leave the European Union and good luck. Good luck with Russia by yourself. On Tuesday, the 11th of, was it the 11th? The 10th of March, he proposed an alternative draft law suggesting national resources that could be used instead of European loans to pay for further investments in defense. Tusk has dismissed that option as unrealistic. Yeah, let's just tax all our people so they can't eat. But hey, at least we'll be ready to defend ourselves from Russia. The US has openly criticized SAFE. They would, because it stops Russia from invading Europe. The United States has expressed concerns about the... Wait, who's saying this? Oh, and the Pudzer. The United States has expressed concerns about how EU defense initiatives like Security Action for Europe and European Defense Industry Program restrict market access to American companies. Oh no, they're not paying us for our military hardware, so they're not allowed to use it. We don't like it. The U.S. ambassador to the EU and Matthew Whitaker, the U.S. ambassador to, Andrew Putzer said, the U.S. ambassador to the EU and Matthew Whitaker, the U.S. ambassador to NATO, wrote an opinion piece published in February by Politico Europe. Wait a minute, we're not getting money from this. I don't like it. That's their opinion is. Such European programs undermine collective defense. You know what helps with collective defense? When the president of your country doesn't pull out defending Europe. Ever thought about that? Why are you blaming Europe for being a victim of Trump policy? That's so fucking weird. By limiting competition, stifling innovation,
What's really hilarious?
U.S. companies of necessary orders, they wrote. The companies are making money. Who did this? Oh wait, Trump did this. Right, our president did this. It's our own fucking fault.
Right, yeah.
Anyways, you're hypothetical.
Well, hypothetical. Wouldn't it be interesting if, like, you know, the United States eased their sanctions on Russia so they could sell more oil to those really, really poor countries out there like China. Yeah, sorry, that was sarcasm. But yeah, it's a hypothetical too, right?
Yeah.
You realize that Trump, again, this is what happened earlier this week. Trump eased sanctions on Russia, and Russia sells oil to basically two countries: China, India. Basically the end of the list, and whoever else, right?
Yeah.
So instead of supplying oil to the rest of the world, all that really did was supply economies that can just go shop from us, for example, right? We export oil too. Why can't we export oil to China? Why can't we export oil to India? All they did was make Putin richer, and that's all it did. It's all it got accomplished. Helped China and India and made Putin richer.
For me, there's something so incredibly American to be like, wait, consequences of my actions, that's not allowed. I'm American. That's all that, like, Putzer and Whitaker, that's all they're saying. Wait, these are consequences to our own actions.
No shit.
And now we're suffering from them. What the fuck? That's not allowed.
I lost track. I've lost track, but I think Trump's already declared this war over 5 times. Like,
yeah.
He's declared it over because he wants it over. He has no plan. That's his plan. Bomb people and declare it over. Never deal with the consequences because he'll be dead. That guy has got minutes left to live, right? He'll never see the consequences. Anyway.
Next story.
That's my total non-sequitur.
Speaking of wars, CAIR welcomes the Netherlands and Iceland in joining the South Africa's genocide case against Israel. That's right. We're still taking that over because somebody needs to answer for the crimes against humanity that is still probably happening in 100% still happening in Gaza. Yeah, South Africa started the petition, and then I think Ireland as well joined later. This is on CAIR's actual press release, so this is straight from the source. This is their press release. The Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR, the nation's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organization, today welcomed the Netherlands and Iceland during the case lost by South Africa at the International Court of Justice, arguing that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. Both nations submitted declarations under Article 63 of the ICJ's statutes in the case titled Application of the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide in the Gaza Strip, initiated by South Africa. Many other countries, including Belgium, Brazil, Belize, Colombia, Ireland, Mexico, Spain, and Turkey have previously joined the case. Israeli forces slaughtered more than 75,000 people, mostly women and children, in Gaza. It is likely that the true death toll is much higher. Israel also destroyed most of Gaza's civilian infrastructure and forcibly displaced almost its entire population while waging a campaign of forced starvation. If you've seen any pictures, and if you haven't seen any pictures of Gaza recently, just imagine a demolition site, but the whole country is demolished. There's not a single building standing. It's flattened. It's rubble. You can look out to the skyline and you won't see a building anywhere. They flattened the entire area, which is in itself genocidal, right? You take away people's shelter, and then you also tell them they can't get any food, and they'll die. Starvation. We welcome the principled decision by the Netherlands and Iceland to join South Africa's genocide case at the International Court of Justice. The participation strengthens the global demand for accountability and reinforces the obligation of all nations to uphold the Genocide Convention. Our own government must listen to the American people and support international law by ending U.S. support for the Israeli government's crimes, including the genocide in Gaza. That is the whole press release. I have nothing else to say. I've said enough. And if you want to, I guess, your own country, go tell your country to join this initiative for taking them to court.
My hypothetical. It would be really nice if Israel didn't have such a troubled history, right? As they claim, oh, we're this free state, blah, blah, blah. But I was looking back as to, has Israel ever imposed sanctions on South Africa? Because if you don't remember, South Africa was really bad players for the longest time, right?
Also, if they know anything about genocide, it would be them, They're apartheid.
Right. In 1987, Israel imposed sanctions on South Africa. But throughout the 1970s and 80s, Israel and South Africa shared a deep military and intelligence alliances. Israel helped build the South African arms industry and partnered on technology development. All right. As long as we're oppressing black people,
yep,
we're okay with
friends.
it, Israel, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Nice troubled history you have. I guess this is why they have our foreign policy, apparently, because we give them $9 billion a year. Well, their citizens can have free health care, so their citizens get free education, so their citizens getting free child care. American citizens can't get that. Why are we subsidizing Israel's shit? Stop sending money there. They have money. They don't need our money.
No, anyway. They're not a third. Technically, they're a developing country, but they haven't been a developing country since for a long time now. They're 75 years old.
For Israel, you run. If you're running for Congress this year, you run on one major thing: stop funding Israel. They have their own money. They have their own military. They have their own intel.
And AIPAC.
They have all that shit. We don't have to support them anymore. until frickin' you can ban an organization, just form another one.
Yeah, I know.
Israel itself, right? Israel itself is getting by, and we're fighting their wars for them. They don't even have to frickin' they don't even have to build their own weapons, right? It's such a ridiculous boondoggle. They're getting over on us, and I don't see why anybody puts up with it. Anyway, that's my non sequitur.
I've always thought it's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
You're a hyperbole,
no,
but
I
you
would
can
condition
non-sequitur,
it on them getting rid of,
or a
get rid of
hyperbole.
Netanyahu. We'll consider, carry the big stick, say get rid of Netanyahu, and we'll consider funding you again. But you got to get rid of that
I don't
guy.
think they need.
He's
I don't think
terrible.
they need to be funded at all. I think it's very
we
weird
fund
to be
every country.
funding.
Let's face it.
Yeah, I think it's weird to be doing that in
we fund
general.
every country. Foreign aid mostly goes to poor people. It's one of those things. But yeah, for Israel, it's been misdirected.
Mm-hmm.
They spin for my real quick 4 stories. I hope we'll do the. This is just amazing to me. These are really short stories. It says here 3 minutes and even shorter. Let's do this one first. The shortest one first.
Reminds me of a song.
Did we find it? Song. Okay, I don't have to write too much here. I'm running out of room, man. I wrote all my headlines. TheDailyBeast.com has a story of Ivanka Trump's real estate brokers found guilty of sex trafficking. Oh boy, I love the way rich people try to rationalize their behavior. It was consensual. Oh yeah, consensual to 14-year-old. Nice one. Anyway, 3 brothers accused of using their power and wealth to lure and sexually abuse dozens of women could face life in prison after being convicted of sex trafficking on Monday. The verdict against A-list real estate What's that?
Did they say women? I thought these were girls, children.
Well, I don't know if it was children or it was women. We don't know. Let's get to the meat of the article. They might not even tell me here, because you can't name victims necessarily in a trial, right? You can just get their testimony and call them Jane Doe. The verdict against A-list real estate brokers Oren and Tal Alexander and their brother Alon Alexander followed a month-long trial that presented disturbing evidence that the trio drugged and raped several women and girls for more than a decade. Prosecutors accused the Alexanders are all in their late 30s of videos and photos of the crimes. They took pictures.
My God.
Very clever.
Thanks for doing that.
The prosecution team
makes it easier to prosecute.
That's awful handy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if it's a blackmail situation, I can get it. But you're not blackmailing yourself.
Yeah.
The prosecution team relied on the harrowing accounts of 11 victims to make their case. Before their arrest, Oren and Tal Alexander were powerful luxury real estate moguls. Because real estate agents don't do anything. They just basically put their name on a sign. They don't even have to show the house. They just get a commission when it sells. Real estate agents are the laziest job in the world. And these guys prove it. They have too much time in their hands. Way too much. Anyway, they were known as the A-Team. Their clients, A-Team. All right, what does that stand for? Their clients included Ivanka Trump.
The
no
assault
surprise.
team.
Yeah.
That's what they're called.
Right. Predator team. Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner, and Kanye West. Oh my, there's a triumphant of scumbags. The third brother, Alon, worked for the family's private security firm after graduating from high school. Just Kanye West just can't catch a fucking break, right? He's always picking the weird fucking weirdos to hang out with. I don't think it's a coincidence. Their defense attorney, Mark Gniflilo, argued the brothers' conduct was consensual and that sometimes obnoxious behavior not criminal. Jay Clayton's Manhattan's top federal prosecutor said sex crime detailed in trial all too often go unreported, unpunished. Following a guilty verdict, Gniflilo vowed to keep fighting. Yeah, who cares? Sentencing for the Alexander brothers is set for August 6th. So they're probably free on bail because they're rich and they're probably molesting somebody as we speak because, you know, they're scumbags.
They got away with it, so they can just keep doing the crimes, you know?
Yep.
I mean, that's what...
I can't wait
by
till
the way,
they're
that's why they
appointed to
do
a
that.
new federal position.
That's why they record and look at, you know, record the footage of their crimes because they genuinely believe they'll never get caught. They're above the law, right? Even if somebody finds it, what are they gonna do? I'll just pay my way out of my crimes. You know, that's how full themselves these people are.
A child molester in prison is the lowest life expectancy of any person in a penitentiary. So we can comfort ourselves in that thought.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they record their crimes because they genuinely believe they'll never be caught.
I know what you mean. It's audacity. It's, what do you call it? Chutzpah. I don't know. Audacity. Our other Epstein story, we're going back to the world of sports. We're going to talk about the New York Giants owner who appeared like day one of the Epstein file release, and it's taken this long for him to actually do something while being a scumbag. But he didn't really do anything. He's pretending. He's rearranging the deck chairs in a Titanic. It doesn't mean anything. He needs to sell the team, and the NFL needs to force him to sell the team. Steve Tisch and his siblings, I guess his siblings are also part owners, because I guess their dad bought the team. I don't know. Anyway, Steve Tisch passing down the New York Giants ownership stake. New York Giants Steve, this is from, USA Today, Chris Bambaka. New York Giants owner Steve Tisch for his team to his children's trust. Tisch's name appeared in documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, with whom he exchanged emails. Tisch has stated he regrets associating with Epstein, but he has not been accused of a crime. The NFL and New York Giants have avoiding discussing Giants owner Steve Tisch correspondence over the years with Jeffrey Epstein. In the near future, Tisch and his two siblings will no longer technically, I love this, technically be owners of the franchise. Guaranteed, there are no trades go down without him having a say in it. Guaranteed it. According to the NFL memo circulated on club presidents and chief executives on March 11th and obtained by the USA Today Sports, the Giants are requesting of the Finance Committee to approve an intra-family stake transfer from Steve Laurie Tisch and Jonathan Tisch into separate trusts of their children. The trio currently own 23.1% of the club. Well, that's not even a quarter of the ownership. Sell your ownership stake. Get out of the NFL. We don't need another owner like you. Just go. Take your money. You made money on the team. You'll sell. You'll make money. Go away. You've been getting punished, dude. Just go away. Just go away. That's all you got to do. ESPN first reported the transaction, which requires approval of his finance committee and is part of the normal estate planning with the league circles. Steve Tisch is expected to remain as chairman of the board of the franchise because, of course, why punish rich people? Steve Tisch's emails with Epstein is defender, alleged trafficker, at the center of an explosive United States Department of Justice investigation, which was canceled because of Trump. Were mostly sent in 2013. The two repeatedly discussed women. They weren't discussing anything. Tisch, who has not been accused of a crime, why was he discussing women? Why? What does that have to do with anything on financial stuff? We had a brief association where he exchanged emails about adult women, he says. Okay, make that little point. In addition, we discussed movies, philanthropy, and investments. Tisch of Epstein, the guy was a convicted sex offender at the time, and that's who you're discussing your sex life with. I just wanted to point that out. That's not something I would do. But then I'm not an oligarch, sexual deviant. At least I'm not considered one anyway. I did not take him up on any of his invitations and never went to his island. As we all know now, he was a terrible person and somebody I deeply regret associating with. And yeah, you deeply regret getting caught. That's what you deeply regret. So no punishment for the rich asshole. Do we have another song? Or do you want to go?
I have two songs. First song about the story about the sex traffickers or whatever is The Long Black Veil by the band. I'm sure it's been covered by many different people, but I have the band version, which is John Cash. Johnny Cash also has a cover where she walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave where the night winds wail. Nobody knows and nobody sees. Nobody knows but me. The woman out for revenge. The woman out for revenge.
And
on a cool dark night, there was someone killed neath the town hall light. You better watch out. A-Team.
Yeah, that's...
The black veil is coming for you.
That's the guy who got killed, who went to the gallows because he was innocent, but he didn't want to expose that he was cheating with his best friend's wife. So...
Another song is Milk of Regret by OTEP, which is... That's how that guy feels, the owner, right? Milk of Regret. Oh boy.
Yeah. Hey, two more
Shouldn't have
stories.
talked to that
Two more
guy.
stories.
I guess.
A little bit happier story. Right. On Tuesday, we had an election in Georgia to fill. She created when Margaret Taylor Greene resigned in frustration of having, kowtow to Trump, and she just got tired of licking Trump's ball sack. She just had enough of this. I'm done. I'm not getting anything from this. Anyway, this is Georgia 14th District special election from CNN.com. Democrat Sean Harris, a retired Army Brigadier General, will face former District Attorney Clay Fuller. Like everybody in the South is named Clay, it seems like. You never see a Clay in the North. Who was President Stinky's endorsement on April 7th to a runoff to replace Margaret Taylor Greene. Harris, who lost to Greene in 24, took nearly all the Democratic vote and led in the first round of voting against a more splintered Republican field, but finished short of the majority needed to fight. While Fuller, the favored in the runoff, the outcome means the seat will go unfilled for another month. He might be favored, but I would like to point out he came in second and he had Trump's endorsement. That means all those other Republicans in that primary said, I'm not voting for Trump's choice, I'm voting for somebody else. And a lot of those people are not going to vote for Trump's choice. So, I know it's an uphill climb, but here's hoping that Trump just keeps pissing off his base. That's all I can hope for. If you want a song, I can get to the next story.
I have a song. My song is Elected by Alice Cooper.
Aha.
I don't know if you know that one.
I want to be elected.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to win this one. Take the country by storm. We're going to be elected, you and me together, young and strong. We're going to be elected, elected, elected. Respected, selected, co-collected. I want to be elected, elected.
Right on. And we will end today with a feel-good story. Thank you for feel-good stories. Otherwise, we would all be depressed. Even more depressed. This is from AOL.com. We got the Czech electrician. He's an electrician, not even an actual baseball player. Oh, I mean, he has a baseball player in his spare time, but he's actually professional.
He's not
electrician. Anyway, he's known in Japan
by a team. Yeah.
He's now now he's known in Japan as a pitcher who struck out Shohei Ohtani, among others. Right? You'll see his highlights in our mic drop. As Chet, this is from Scott Thompson of AOL.com. As Czechia. Andre Sotora, Czechia's Andre Sotoria walked off the mound at the Tokyo Dome. He stopped back to his dugout and did a full 360-degree turn, looking up for a sold-out stadium standing for him. These are Japanese fans. Wow. Damn. While some Chechen fans were in the stands watching their team's final 2026 World Baseball Classic game, the majority of the Japanese fans in attendance were on their feet, cheering for Satoria, a full-time electrician who's become quite famous in Japan, even if he's on the opposing. Satoria threw 4.2 scoreless innings for Czechia against the stacked Japanese roster that features Shohei Ohtani, Masako Shida, and many other stars from the 2023, which allowed 6 hits and struck out 3 over 67 pitches, most of which barely broke 80 miles per hour. Yeah, he does not really have a fastball. But again, I think the thing is when your professional hitters are timing for a fastball, and if you slow it down at all, they screws up their timing. They'll screw themselves into the ground swinging at it, right? Oh my God, I missed by 4 feet. The ball isn't even here yet, So he made a lot of these guys look foolish. I mean, he made them look foolish. He was just lobbing the ball up there and they're missing it. I said, what has he got? I'm just saying, this guy needs a pro tryout. I don't care how old he is. Anyway, I mean a major league pro tryout. Let's get him on. Let's get this guy on my team, Bring him in for an inning of relief every couple of weeks, But Satoria quickly became a fan favorite when he struck out Ohtani, but the global two-way baseball superstar earned the respect of Japan for his performance. Ohtani even referred to Satoria as the worker, ignoring the fact that some could view his helmet flying off as he struck out as embarrassing. Ohtani does strike out a lot. He does strike out a lot. He really does swing windmill, right? You just go to the ballpark and just catch the breeze from him swinging his bat because he's going for the fences. As Sartoria an ovation in Tokyo. It was also his final international game. He's truly focusing on his regular full-time work back
Oh,
home.
really?
It was I was really looking forward to it because to end my national career in a game against the best national team in the world is always special, and especially here in the Tokyo Dome. And he said when he asked about his emotions heading into his final international start. He also told MLB.com, "It's like a reward for my whole life playing in baseball because nobody knows me in Czechia. I'm just a regular dude from Ostrava. Here they respect me and have me sign balls. It's
Yeah.
really nice to be."
Japanese people
Sartoria's
love baseball. They
stardom
probably
in the
they probably
country.
love baseball more than anybody. The people who invented baseball, the Americans.
I just wanted to point out, baseball's been doing a lot of things right lately, like the pitch clock and challenging strikes. This is another thing they did right. So people need to stop bashing baseball. I mean, I guarantee nobody in Czechia cared a damn about baseball until this guy, right? Most people, I would say. He's like, oh my God, it's going to be our national sport now. Could be. Sartoria's stardom in the country has led to autograph sessions, shaking hands, taking pictures, and having a simple stroll take much longer than normal because he's recognized. Well, he has a beard. He can shave that beard. That'll make him anonymous. After Sartoria came out of the game, Japan's lineup returned to production. They end up beating Czechia 9-0 to go 4-0 in pool play. But as team acknowledged each other, Sartoria got yet another ovation to the crowd. One final goodbye and a baseball diamond. That'd give him more than he had ever dreamed. He was understandably emotional, looking around, bowing in Japanese custom, and tipping his cap to his teammates, as well as Team Japan, who all stood and honored someone who will go down in WBC history, even if he didn't win it. Sartoria will return home to Ostrava, where he serves as an electrical controller for CEZ Group. He and the rest of his Czech teammates have made a statement now in the last two tournaments. A country not known for baseball is working hard to prove they can be a formidable force one day. One more sentence and I'll be done. I think it's right because I got famous here 3 years ago, and it totally makes sense to me for it to end here on probably, for us, the biggest international stage where we can play. Sartoria said via MLB.com, I will definitely enjoy every moment I can. I can wear out our jersey. So there's your great news story. I'm sure you got a song about that. There's lots of songs about baseball.
Yeah, there sure are. I have John Fogerty's Center Field. The whole album. Just go listen to the whole thing.
Put me in, coach.
No, just the whole album.
There's no grass on the field.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me. I'm center field. Take me down to the ball. That's also a famous one. Take me down to the ball game. Hello, Tommy. Good morning. I say morning. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Take me out to the
Welcome.
crowd.
Happy
That's the last
Friday.
of my
I hope you're
notes,
having
though.
a good one. And that's all our news. Take us down to center field.
Yeah.
Let's roll that. I have one more news story coming out of West Africa, so let's cover that
Yeah, you
real
do.
quick.
Maybe
Segway
I'll list
roll.
the best baseball songs.
What?
Would I get?
Take me down to the ball game? Yeah, that sounds like it's been in public domain for a while.
Would you say I got?
I'm re-rolling because sarcasm again.
Oh.
Let's go. Bad pun. For my culture news.
Uh-huh.
We're having an ad. Let me snooze it. Okay. Coming out of our culture news. How am I doing? I'm doing great. I woke up early today and then I went back to sleep and then I woke up the normal time I'm supposed to wake up. And for Roger, I guess the update for Roger is that it fucking snowed. It was 70 degrees Fahrenheit, so I think around, I want to say that's around like 21 Fahrenheit, 21 Celsius or something. And then it snowed the next day, so that's how
really
he's
warm.
doing. Yeah.
Like it was, it was like 70 overnight and it snowed the next day. That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
completely
right?
bamboozled
That cold
about the
front just
weather as
moved in.
usual. Yep. Here's some snow.
First came to 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh,
and
yeah.
snow. Yeah.
We had 65 kilometer an hour
already.
winds yesterday. I literally was a kite. I was wearing a dress, and that dress was just like, it's time to take off. And I think if I held onto a rope, I would just fly away into the air. This is our next story. Our culture news is coming from Amar Kalia, a interview on The Guardian with people who are fighting for their West African music. Since their formation in 1979, Tuareg guitar band Tinariwen have been constantly moving. Based variously in Mali, Libya, and Algeria, the Grammy-winning group have used their desert blues music as lament for a wandering refugee status that continues to this day. Co-founder Abdallah Ag Al-Husseini says the group are currently in Algeria. After band members had to flee their homes in Mali in 24 of October, the Malian military and the Russian mercenary group Wagner have been burning villages, slaughtering animals, and raping women, he says. What the hell are they doing in West Africa? No one is talking about what is happening. No politicians or journalists, so we have to let people know through our music. While Tuareg people are traditionally nomadic, living across the Saharan desert, the region's increasingly complex political situation have often had them in violent situations. Most recently, clashes on the northern Mali border between encroaching Islamist militant groups, the Malian military, Tuareg rebel groups, and Wagner mercenaries have caused mass displacements and human rights abuses in the country. It is a harrowing conflict that now takes center stage on Tinariwen's 10th studio album, Hogar. Across the 11 tracks, the group pairs the gently tripping classic Tuareg rhythm, sometimes likened to the gait of a camel, with the finger-picked guitar lines and the husky might of a rope vocal harmony. On Abba Malik, a sparse and quietly swelling guitar melody accompanies clattering 10-drum rhythm and the emotive, time-worn baritone of co-founder Ibrahim Ag Al-Habib, who sings about the abuses of the Wagner group, exclaiming, "Curse you, Wagner! Curse your mother!" On the rollicking, bluesy air god Afuwo, the group addresses the tribal infighting among the Tuareg people, while the soaring guitar tones of opener Amid Neem Af Solan provide a buoyant accompaniment for Al-Habib's hopeful lyrics on the discovery of green and pleasant homeland for their people. "We don't want independence, we just want autonomy," Al-Husseini says, dressed down in a turtleneck while speaking over a video call from Paris, where Tinariwen are on tour. "We want a place for our people where we can be safe in the Azawad," a name given to the Tuareg territories in northern Mali. "We're all refugees in Algeria right now. We are not alone, but we have nowhere else to go, even though we have done nothing wrong." More than just protest music, Tinariwen's rock-influenced imagining of the Tuareg desert blues has reached audience far beyond their community over the past 48 years, and they're still going strong. Robert Plant has said of them, "This was the music I'd been looking for all my life." And Jack White invited the group to record their 23 album Amatsu at the Nashville studio. Swedish-Argentine singer-songwriter Jose Gonzalez is such a fan of their combination of hypnotic guitars and meditative songs with uplifting collective singing that he features on Hogar. "I first heard of the 2000 album Aman Iman and was blown away by the songs," he says. "When I was home rehearsing guitar, I used to jam and try to imitate the rhythms. I fell in love." Founding members of the group first met in a refugee camp in Algeria as teenagers. They then moved to Libya. That reminder that this band was made in the 70s/early 80s. So they've been refugees constantly their entire lives, which is fucking tragic. They moved to Libya, where they were briefly enlisted into Muammar Gaddafi's paramilitary with a promise of Libyan citizenship that was eventually broken. On relocating in Mali in 1989, the group decided to replace their weapons with guitars and began playing as a wedding band, whose bootleg cassettes soon became popular among the displaced Tuareg community. "When we started, we didn't have the internet, so we didn't know what was possible. All we knew was that we wanted to keep playing music." Al-Husseini says, "We were just living in a bush, playing weddings, so spread of the Tuareg music has been a surprise to us all." In 1998, the group found international recognition when the French folk ensemble Le Jeu shared a bill with them at a festival in Bamako. Taken with their politicized Tamasek language lyrics and syncopated rhythms, the group invited Tinariwen to tour in France, and the radio Tista Sessions, released in 2001, became their first release to be available outside Northern Africa. Since then, Tinariwen have taken their signature flowing Dara tunics and Tagalmus turbans to stages around the world, winning a Grammy for their 2011 raw-edged breakthrough record Tassili, and garnering other famous fans such as US rockers Kurt Vile and Cass McCombs. Hogar is an intergenerational celebration of their influence on Tuareg music. Rather than recording the album over live takes among nature in the desert, which is the traditional Tuareg method, they found a safe haven in the Algerian city of Tamanrasset, namely a studio founded by the younger Tuareg group Imaran. Ever since I was a Tinariwen's second album on a ghetto blaster as a teenager, it blew me away and inspired me to make my own music. Imaran frontman Yad Saddam Musa Ben Abderrahmane says on another video call. Imaran recorded the first two albums in Paris, but the traveling made us lose energy and inspiration, Saddam says. So they built their studio in Tamanrasset. It's the city in Algeria with the most Tuareg people, and as guitars are like, and here guitars are like footballs in Brazil. Everyone has one, except there is no infrastructure for young people to record. They have to pay to go abroad instead. We knew we needed to make something here for ourselves. Naming the studio a boogie after their 2022 album, Imaran's open-door ethos soon attracted elders in the Tinariwen. Even though we don't usually like recording between four walls, it would allow us to invite other artists in for the first time, Al-Husseini says. Instead of going, oh yeah, take the first left at the rock and then I think drive 10 kilometers and then you'll see a tree, that's where we're recording, you know? That's a bit harder to find than a studio with an address. We spent 3 weeks with a lot of people coming every day and exchanging ideas. Like Saddam, it has been very emotional to have all generations together. Saddam features on several tracks, duetting on Tad Adounia and playing guitar on Amid Dinim Af Solan. Other guests include original member Lia Ag Abili, who hasn't recorded with the group in more than 25 years, and Gonzalez on the Imid Diwan Takyadam. When they reached out to collaborate, I loved the demo immediately and I felt like singing in Spanish on it, Gonzalez said. Especially significant are the backing vocals from female singers Wanu Walet Sidati and Now Kaiola. 80% of traditional Tuareg music is women's voices, but over the past 10 years it's been very difficult to find female singers because there has been nowhere for them to learn or be encouraged, and once they grow up, they get married and become mothers instead, Saddam says. With our boogie, we have had a lot more young women arriving, curious to try out singing or making music. Many of them have never seen a studio before, but they want to sing and it's very promising for the future. Several of these female singers, including Kaiola, also feature on Imaran's recently released latest album, Isam. Taking Tinariwen's expansive Tuareg sound one step further, the propulsive beat-driven record not only includes electric guitar and hand percussion, but also synths and electronic textures courtesy of French artist Emile Papandreou of electro-pop duo UTO. Saddam admits oh god. asthma, okay. Saddam admits he'd never really heard electronic music before, but wanted to try something new. We've since had good feedback from our community. It could be the next step in Tuareg music. Currently touring with the Tinariwen as the youngest member of their generational spanning band, Saddam has his sights firmly set on the future of Tuareg culture. We are only presenting a very small part of our heritage with both these bands, and there are so many more aspects that need to be spread, like Imzad music, a single string fiddle music traditionally played by women, or Tamasek poetry, he said. With a boogie, I want to have an archive where we can record all the Tuareg music and way of life so it isn't forgotten. Tinariwen, meanwhile, sees their purpose as continuing life on the road and on the record, to keep raising awareness of the Tuareg plight. We are getting older now, and some of us are almost 70, so touring is becoming more difficult, Al-Huessieni says. But we want people to hear that in our land, our people and our animals are being killed, and we need to find a way to make peace. Until that happens, we have no choice but to continue singing. So there you go. If you've never heard of these guys, which I haven't, I'll admit that. Even after they won a Grammy, I haven't heard of them. Go listen to them maybe, check out their new album, and learn about the plight of the nomadic people of Western and Northern Africa who just want to live and let live. Instead, people are like, we have to fight each other. Kill them. They are different. Boo to that, I say. Boo to that.
Okay. So they're refugees, right? They were refugees?
Permanently, yeah. They're nomadic.
Yeah, so
they just belong
refugees
to the land, right?
Refugees not only used to rolling, they also rock. So there you go.
Hey!
All right, there's your pun. Next story. Hopefully
No more story.
I don't know. All right, this day in history.
That's right. Let's get this segue rolling. Rolling. That's also a Limp Bizkit song, I believe. Limerick. Oh, or haiku.
Nah.
Haiku. For this day in
Okay, so
history.
you got a haiku.
Take it away.
All right, ran out of room, my notepad. This day in 1642, the Marquis de Cinq-Mars, who was a favorite of King Louis XIII of France, signed a secret treaty with King Philip of Spain, who is the fourth, in a plot to overthrow Cardinal Richelieu. Okay, a little intrigue at the palace. In 1741, the Holy Roman Emperor Joseph II was born. Happy birthday to him. He was the first co-ruler with his mother Maria Theresa, and then acted as sole ruler of the Austrian Habsburg dominions. Bunch of inbreds. 1781, English astronomer William Herschel observed the seventh planet from the sun, Uranus. Yeah, Uranus was.
We found
Uranus.
Uranus. Yeah, people are really happy about that. I'm sure. A lot of people.
Happy Uranus. First described by him as a curious, either nebulous star or perhaps a comet, and named for the father of the god Saturn. If you didn't know, Saturn came from Uranus. I didn't know that. 1809, shortly after Sweden surrendered Finland to Russia. Wait a minute, what was Sweden doing with Finland? Swedish King Gustav IV Adolf was overthrown. That's how they named their kings. They give them two names. One before the number and one after the number. Crazy Swedes. 1870, artist William J. Glackens, whose paintings of street scenes and urban life and rejected the dictates of 19th century academic art, introduced a matter-of-fact realism in America's born. Happy birthday to Glackens. 1870, 1881. Tsar Alexander II of Russia was assassinated in St. Petersburg. Another red letter day in the history of Russia, right? 1884, Al-Mahdi began the siege of Khartoum. He began it, which is the capital of Sudan to this very day, which was defended by the Egyptian garrison under British General Charles George Chinese Gordon. I don't think he was Chinese. I think he just got that nickname for being in China. Or maybe he just ate with chopsticks all the time. Whatever. But anyway, these stupid-ass British were starting to get their ass kicked at some point, but who knows what ever happened to that. They don't tell you in these blurbs. 1886, American aerial photographer Albert B. Stevens was born in Belfast, Maine. He took the first photograph of Earth's curvature in 1930 and the first photographs of the moon's shadow on Earth during a solar eclipse in 1932. Way to go! Happy birthday to that guy. 1911 is the birthday of L. Ron Hubbard. He started Scientology with his book, what was it called? Dianetics or something.
I don't know if I don't know if I wish him happy. I don't know if I wish
born
him
in
happy.
Tilden, Nebraska. L. Ron Hubbard had some shrooms, had a vision, started a religion. Hello. Again, Scientology is a cult. Don't know about that. 1925, the Tennessee legislature passed a bill that banned the teaching of Charles Darwin's theory. It had resulted in this Scopes trial, where he was later convicted of breaking a law which said, "Don't you be teaching science to our stupid kids. We need to keep them stupid so they'll go fighting stupid wars for their stupid parents, their stupid government. Don't learn anything. Don't apply knowledge. What are you thinking there? It's not in the Bible. It can't be true." That was the actual transcript of the trial, word for word. Anyway, 1938, the Anschluss political union between Austria and Germany was announced. 1978, American actor John Cazale died at the age of 42 in Manhattan. What do you... Oh, I'm sorry, John Cazale. Who do we know him as? Who is John Cazale? The only actor in the history of cinema whose every movie in his career was nominated for an Academy Award.
That's crazy.
He died at 42 in Manhattan. He played Fredo in The Godfather. Fredo died on this day in 1978. But all the Godfather movies. I'm sorry, the first two. He was dead by the third one. Not to give anything away. But anyway, every movie he was in was nominated for Best Picture. Wow. That's a record I don't think will ever be broken. You can't break that record, right? Unless you die. You gotta die right after you've made all your movies.
Better send a lot of fruit baskets to Oscars.
Right. It's just amazing, right? Well, I don't think he knows that, but he's the only American actor in history of cinema to be nominated for at least every movie he was ever in was nominated for Best Picture. That's just fucking crazy. 1986, Soviet cosmonaut Leonid Kizim and Vladimir Solovyev were sent aloft aboard a Soyuz spacecraft and rendezvoused with the space station Mir and became its first occupants. Happy anniversary to the Soviet space station, which lasted beyond the Soviet Union, for that matter. 1996, a gunman invaded a primary school in Dunblane, Scotland, and shot 16 children. School shooting resulted in various changes in British gun laws. Hey, British got common sense after that. Look at that. 2012, Encyclopedia Britannica, which is the source I'm using here, announced that it was ceasing publication of its print version, the oldest and longest continually published English language in general print. I have 1958
encyclopedias.
I have an Britannica set for 1958. Maybe I'll trot it out here and just read it like one of these days. I'll just do that once a week. We'll do a Britannica update, and we'll just spin the wheel, and you'll tell me a category, and I'll go grab a encyclopedia off the shelf and see what the world's knowledge was on that topic in 1958. But anyway, that sad day. No more physical encyclopedias for y'all. 2013, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the Archbishop of Buenos Aires, was elected Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, taking the name Francis the First. He succeeded Benedict XVI, who had resigned. Pope Francis was the first Pope for the Western Hemisphere. 2020, we currently have an American Pope. 2020, Breonna Taylor, an African-American EMT, is killed by Louisville, Kentucky police officer. They burst into an apartment during a botched raid. Her death led to massive protests by Black Lives Matter activists and others to call for police reform. The piece of shit was not charged with a crime because who cares? No, she doesn't count. Yeah, another disgusting day in American history. We just keep piling them on top of each other, unfortunately. 2021, American boxer Marvin Hagler died at the age of 66. That guy beat up everybody he fought. A durable middleweight champion, who was one of the greatest boxers of the 70s and 80s. He fought everybody. Leonard, Berto Duran. He fought them all. He didn't win. I think he won most of them. He was a real hard puncher. One of the best fighters ever, Marvin Hagler. 1852, Uncle Sam appeared for the first time. Uncle Sam, which initials are U.S. On this day in 1852, the first popular and widespread image of Uncle Sam appeared in an American publication. The cartoon is credited to Frank Bellew, an illustrator for The Lantern, who made Raising the Wind, a political cartoon in which Uncle Sam first appeared. An imposing whiskered gentleman in a top hat and straight trousers, he would serve as a symbol of the United States for years to come, especially U.S. Army recruitment posters and flyers. I guarantee you, I hated that guy growing up. I absolutely hated fucking Uncle Sam. I want you for the army. And I would point back and say, I want you to go fuck yourself. I would say it in kids' language, but like that is imposing and threatening, and I will never join the army. And I never did. So there you go. Join the Marines. I mean, why not join the best? Why would you join the army? Anyway, Susan B. Anthony's birthday today. No, it's their death day today. Sorry. She died March 13th, 1906 in Rochester, New York. She was born February 15th, 1820, so she had a very long life, 86 years. She was born in Adams, Massachusetts, probably named after John Adams, or at least his family, right? So happy, we'll just remember Susan B. Anthony, the first woman to appear on American currency. That was an actual woman, because we always had like Lady Liberty on there, right?
Like, who the hell is she?
1741, Joseph. Right, Lady Liberty was his idea, which we actually don't even have liberty, so it's just stop pretending that exists too. 1741, Joseph II, the Holy Roman Empire's birthday. Charles Grey, second Earl Grey, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Famous
Earl
tea
Grey
merchant, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He was the second Earl Grey. That's right. He was the Earl of Grey, and he made tea. 1764 is his birthday. Percival Lowell, American astronomer, the guy who discovered stinking, what are you thinking? Uranus. He found Uranus. You didn't know it was there. All of a sudden, you said, "Hey, there's Uranus." Let's see. Was he the guy who discovered Uranus? I forgot already. No, William Herschel discovered Uranus. All right, so I got that wrong. This guy discovered something else, but he was an astronomer. He discovered a comet, right? Let's call it Percival Lowell's
comet guy.
Let's just make some shit up about him. Yeah, the comet guy. Yeah, he discovered some space shit. He had a telescope. He got famous. L. Ron Hubbard recovered. Muhammad Darwish, Palestinian poet. Mahmoud Darwish, Palestinian poet, born in 1941.
Palestinian? How? That
today.
Country doesn't exist. That was sarcasm.
Let's see. Get your sarcasm. But he was born in 1941, before Israel was a thing. So, yeah. Let's get to this day's national day. Besides being Friday the 13th, it is National Dermatologist Day. If you have skin, I think most people have that. Some people got thin skin. National Jewel Day. So celebrate your pop singer from the 90s, Jewel. Homeless girlfriend. Oh, no, it's about jewels themselves, not the singer. Okay. It's National Canine Veterans Day. Yeah. Shout out to those canine minesweeping dogs. Heroes, right? Of course, they make robotic dogs for that. National Coconut Tort Day and National Good Samaritan Day. None of you bad Samaritans, only good Samaritans. None of you fair to middling Samaritans, none of that. So there's your haiku coming up, and your mispronunciations, your news dump for everything March 13th, 2026 on B4. Coconut Tort.
Sounds tort. Good. I feel like I just ate one of those actually.
It looks like cheesecake, man. With a lot of coconut on it.
Yeah, looks good. For my haikus, I have our first one. In the lantern's glow, Uncle Sam wades bold and bright and calls for unity. By all sacrificing yourself for the country, I suppose. Silent screen presence, every role a whispered fate. Golden films he's shown about every film he's been in has been nominated for an Oscar.
No shit.
And on March 13th, hearts, hands extend with pure intent. Kindness lights the world for being a good Samaritan. That's right. Instead of taking your phone out going, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Help the guy. Whoever they are, help them. Oh, that poor dog is drowning. Somebody should do something. You do it. Anyways, get some backbone and take the leap to be a good Samaritan today.
That's right.
For
do what you can.
UN observances, there's something on Sunday, International Day to Combat Islamophobia. That's right. Oh my god, someone has a religion and it's not the same as mine. I hate them forever. That's not a normal thing to do, so stop doing that. Just stop. Don't hate anybody, actually. I don't hate anyone. Don't even waste your time hating people. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. If you're not a fan of Islam,
You want to hear John?
just ignore it. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry?
John Cazale was in 5 movies. You want to hear him?
Okay.
Right? In Godfather 1, he was Fredo. In 1974, he was in a Gene Hackman movie called The Conversation. Third movie he was in, Godfather 2, where he played Fredo. He was in 1975, a feature, Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino. And in 1978, he was in A Deer Hunter with Christopher Walken and Robert De Niro. He's in a couple
And then
of
he
Robert,
said,
three
and I'm
movies with Robert De
done.
Niro. And 3 movies with Al Pacino. Isn't that interesting, right? He's in 3 movies with Al Pacino and 3 movies with Robert De Niro. All 5 movies this guy was in, nominated for an Oscar. Unbelievable. He died in 1978, so that was it.
He's like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to go out on a good note.
Talk
See ya,
about
guys. Yeah.
Wow. All good notes, right? He never nominated himself, but it wasn't his fault. He was good in the movie, obviously. I believe it was Fredo. He was the best, man. Seriously, I felt bad for Fredo. He'd all the time. His wife was playing it. Everybody was playing it. Anyway.
This has been Allison here from the Netherlands. Roger from the East Coast of the U.S. as we finish off another week. Our second week in March. Hopefully somewhere it's warm and somewhere it's cold. Take care of yourselves out there. Don't forget to subscribe to Before Coffee podcast channel on YouTube, where we need more subscribers every day so that YouTube knows that people like watching us. We'll be back for Mucking Fun Day, in which we'll be talking about all the news you might have missed over the weekend, which means don't look at the news over the weekend because you're supposed to miss it, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for everyone who's already following us, everyone who is already subscribed. Don't forget to turn on those notifications so you know when we go live and post a video. And thank you to all the Before Coffee supporters out there who are supporting the show on Patreon. Here is our mic drop moment.
And champion, too.
Our fastball.
Oh, yes.
Okamoto
not exactly a
down swinging,
fastball.
and
72.
Sotoria is at it
That was
again.
only 72, man.
Big arm.
I don't
man.
think anybody in
78,
Major Leagues throws
71.
72 unless it's
How about a 72?
Damn, I'm
72.
lucky.
Typical fastball to Major Leagues is
Sotoria's
98.
payoff.
Okay?
Strike 3, swinging, throw to second.
Strike
He's
him out, throw him out is
out.
pretty cool, right?
Strike
Yeah,
him
that's
out.
pretty good.
Throw
That's
him out.
They lost, but they
And
had
turn
good
the
plays.
too.
lights out. Andre Sotoria.
Yep. See the score, right? You see the score.
Deep breath from
0-0.
Sotoria. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Look at that.
Punch
71
out
on
number
that one.
3 for
Look at that.
Andre
Wow,
Sotoria.
71.
How
That's like a
about
softball.
this
You missed that.
moment for this country and for that gentleman?
Look at the crowd.
And the ovation
You will
for
cry.
Andre
You will
Sotoria.
all
You're
cry.
happy.
The bow
You will all cry.
from his manager, Pavel Hadin.
The manager comes on the
statue
field
in
being like, good
Osaka.
job, you strike that guy out.
For Andre Sotoria.
No,
a
he
Czech
look at the
baseball
score. He
legend.
started the game. You're paying nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. 4 2/3, no runs to the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
Games. They won the
Okay.
last. They won this game 9-0, right? Once he left, it was over.
Yeah.
He shut them down, man. That's it.
And that was his last game, and he goes back to Czechia to be an electrician, I guess.
I'm telling you, man, the Brewers could have used him in the playoffs against the Dodgers. Dodgers got a lot of Japanese players. That's all I got to say.
Well, I don't know if this is like a ethnic.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.